Hey Zach, I agree. I agree with the sentiment. I wholeheartedly agree with it. We can't medicate or meditate our pains away. We can't look and turn inward to ignore the death and destruction going on all around us. But there was a French poet. I'm not even sure if he's still alive. Charles Peguy. He said that everything begins in mysticism and ends in politics. And some of us are more contemplative, others of us are more have more of an activist spirit. But I think we need to create a new worldview before we can walk away from the old one. And it's easy to say, well, we just have to return to nature, but nature, the wild, these are words that were invented by Western civilization. Um, so it's not as simple as returning to some pristine state of nature which existed before civilization. Um, and the word civilization, I don't even necessarily consider it a bad word. Um, I guess when we assume that industrial civilization is what civilization means, then it becomes bad. But I think what we're witnessing now is the collapse of industrial civilization. Um, and we can only hope that in its ashes will rise a planetary civilization, a civilization based not on economics and material commerce, but rather on ecology and information, ideas, consciousness, a consciousness of the Gaian planetary system. It's a shift from the whole idea of individual rights based on property that you own to uh, the idea of a common life that we all share, a common ground that we all exist upon, that being the earth. And so the earth becomes the new context of our social interactions. And no longer do we make this artificial division between human society and culture and the natural world. We recognize a single earth community that includes humans and all the other creatures here. And we begin to value consciousness and beauty and meditation and contemplation. These are the sorts of things that need to be um, valued more rather than consumerism, rather than cheap products and clothing. And we need to create a new culture, a new culture which doesn't artificially separate itself from nature, which is itself a cultural um, creation, the concept nature. So while we do need to do something, um, we need to do it with a new way of knowing the world, a new way of being in the world. And that requires some spiritual transformation, an inner transformation. Because really, the problem, I think, with industrial civilization is that we've got a bunch of people with psyches that are basically insane. It's an institutionalized insanity, and so we're not going to be able to um, get people out of the institution of industrial civilization unless we can alter our psychology, unless we can transform ourselves from the inside out. Um, and I think we shouldn't be telling people not to meditate because that's one way of doing this. Um, we need an experiential shift more than just you're not going to be able to scream at people and get them to understand this. It's something they have to see for themselves. This being the new relationship that the human being has to have with the rest of the natural world, with the earth. That's something that we all, each of us, has to come to understand and realize on our own. And only then can we join each other in actually bringing forth a new planetary civilization. Um, and certainly there are other problems we have to deal with. Most importantly, population. We're about to breach the 7 billion mark, and I'm not sure what to do about that. But yeah, I don't know. Just some thoughts. Let me know what you think.